Have you ever wondered why Liz Cambage seems to be the center of controversy lately? Liz Cambage, the basketball sensation, is making headlines not just for her incredible plays, but also for some seriously controversial moves. Now, don't get us wrong. We are not here to judge, just here to spill the deets, you know? Let's dive into the real reason everyone seems to have a bone to pick with Liz. It all went down during a closed-door game with the Australian national team before the Tokyo Olympics. Yep, the Olympics, where dreams come true and rivalries can get as intense as a triple overtime nail-biter. Now, Liz had a heated exchange with the Nigerian team. Rumor has it that she dropped some racially insensitive comments, even going as far as calling her opponents monkeys. Before you jump on the hate train, Liz did hit back, and it wasn't just on the court. She hit back on Instagram, denying those racial slurs and claiming it was all a big misunderstanding. According to her, she's not about that drama, and it hurt her that people thought otherwise. A classic case of she said, but that's not all. There's a twist. Liz, after accidentally fouling a Nigerian player during the game, got hit back while she was chilling on the bench. Instead of going full-on Hulk mode, she took the high road and walked away. Talk about a plot twist, right? And here's where it gets even more interesting. Liz, being the star that she is, didn't just leave it at that. Oh no, she turned it into a full-on episode of Liz's adventures in declining mental health. The whole situation supposedly pushed her to a low point, and she played the victim card like a pro. Now, we're not saying mental health isn't serious. It totally is. But making the entire situation about her struggles, well, that's a move not everyone can get on board with. So turns out there might be a dash of gaslighting in the Liz Cambage mix. The Telegraph got their hands on a video that spilled the beans on what actually went down. Liz apparently elbowed the head and neck of the Nigerian center while in a heated matchup with Victoria McCauley. And that's just the warm-up. After being taken out of the game, Liz makes a grand re-entry after a timeout and decides to slap a Nigerian player in the face. The Nigerian player, not one to take a slap lightly, gives Liz a taste of her own medicine with a punch as she walks back to the bench. But wait, there's more. Aussie players spill the tea, claiming this isn't Liz's first rodeo in the acting out department. Apparently, she's been bringing the drama for a while, but this time, oh boy, it was the grand finale, the last straw, the worst of the worst. Now, some Nigerian teammates overheard Liz dropping a bombshell just hours before the game. She allegedly said she wished she played for Nigeria because the Australian team was racist. Say what now? Andrew Bogut, a former Australian basketball star, spilled the beans on the actual words Liz used against her Nigerian opponents. According to Bogut, there's a whole Pandora's box of nastiness that went down, and it's so bad that even the players can't spill the tea on the radio. Back in 2021, there was another incident that had us all raising eyebrows. Liz, the Aussie center, went after a jockey ad, calling it out for being whitewashed. The retail company shared team photos of the Australian Olympic and Paralympic teams sporting clothes supported by jockey. But Liz wasn't having it. Why? Because according to her, there were no players of color anywhere in those photos. Now, diversity matters and representation is crucial, but the way Liz went about it had everyone scratching their heads. It's like she's got this radar for controversy, and she just can't resist pressing those buttons. Bogut called her out back then, saying her comments were unacceptable, and he's not backing down now. Maurice Longbottom, the rugby player who was the lone Indigenous Olympian in those photos, Liz had a bone to pick with. Now, what does Liz do? She takes the social media express and goes all out on jockey for not being inclusive enough. But there was a twist. She shared the picture featuring Maurice with the caption, "Fake tan doesn't equal diversity." Liz went on to claim that some of the best players in Australia are Indigenous, yet they're getting sidelined for no good reason. And just when you thought it couldn't get crazier, she even threatened to boycott the Tokyo Olympics. Now, not everyone took Liz's boycott threat seriously. Former Aussie women's basketball coach Tom Maher basically said, "Good luck, see you later," if she decided to sit out a game. But our guy Andrew Bogut, he wasn't having any of it. According to him, Liz wasn't in those jockey photos because she was busy fronting another campaign for Bonds, one of jockey's biggest competitors. Bogut, never one to shy away, called Liz out for counting color tones in pictures and accused her of creating drama where there might not be any. He pointed out that the Australian Olympic Committee wouldn't allow Jockey to make the country look white intentionally. And guess what? He had a point. But, oh boy, Liz wasn't having any of it. Instead of presenting a solid counter-argument, she took to her socials once again to call Bogut obsessed. She claimed he'd been talking about her for a decade and needed to get a life. Now, that's one way to deflect, right? In the midst of it all, we've got rugby players, basketball coaches, and a whole lot of back and forth on social media. It looks like Andrew Bogut's slam dunk on her has Twitter buzzing. It seems like a lot of people are nodding in agreement with Bogut's defense, claiming that Liz has a knack for turning things into the Liz show. And you know what? They might be onto something. Let's rewind to 2015, the year of the music festival Rebellion. Liz, being the free spirit she is, decided to skip an Australian Opals training camp in favor of Splendor in the grass in Byron Bay. Sounds like a blast, right? Well, not so much for the Opals, as Liz bidding bye-bye meant losing a key player right before the Olympic qualifiers. To secure her spot, Liz needed to attend at least one of the 2 team practices in Melbourne, gaining medical clearance before the critical warm-up games against Japan. But what did she choose? The allure of Byron Bay and Splendor in the grass won her over. Sadly, her absence meant she couldn't play in the Oceania Championships against New Zealand. Not exactly a team player, Liz. And here's where it gets interesting. Teams typically don't appreciate losing star players, especially right before important matches. Multiple sources close to the team spilled the tea to News Corp, alleging that Liz was seen out and about in Las Vegas, breaking strict orders to stay inside the Opals team bubble. Classic Liz moves, defending herself by saying she only left her hotel room for the All-Star game just when things seemed bad enough. News broke that the Australian Olympic Committee, AOC, was investigating Liz for allegedly hitting a Nigerian teammate. And what was Liz's response to this mess? She dropped a statement declaring that she'd be pulling out of the Tokyo Games due to her mental health. Liz's abrupt departure meant her team had to scramble to adjust their plays without her. Mariana Tolo spilled the beans, stating that this left them with a pretty bad game plan right before the Olympics. The timing couldn't have been worse. And it seems like the real reasons everyone seems to have an issue with Liz Cambage go beyond just basketball skills. So what do you think about the ongoing Liz drama? Hate is a strong word for anyone. But it seems at least a few have solid reasons to dislike her attitude. Comment down your thoughts if you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe along with hitting the like button. Until next time.